Hey Cricketers, I hope you guys have been having a great summer. I had a customer reach out to me and they wanted to know if I would make 2 birth announcement elephants for them. I said that I would, and I figured that this would be a great opportunity to film another video while I'm at it. So while I'm working on my birth announcement orders, I'm gonna film along the way and I'm gonna show you guys how it's done and everything you need to know about how to make a birth announcement elephant. I ran my own business with a Cricut machine for a couple years. I don't do it anymore, but I have in the past. I actually put all of my business stuff on hold while my kids are home for the summer. Good old Bob wanted to know if I would make him 2 birth announcement elephants, so I said that I would. Birth announcement elephants have always been one of my favorite projects. They're so easy to make, they're adorable. You can make them all year long because babies aren't just born around Christmas time or in the spring, you know, they're born all year. So that's what makes birth announcement elephants one of the best projects to sell with your Cricut. They're also inexpensive to buy. You can get them for $11.99 on Amazon. I used to get them for $9.99 and even sometimes $8.99 before this recession and inflation took place. So currently they're $11.99. I will have a link down in my video description on where you can buy them. This is what the elephants look like. They're super cute. I add the baby's name, date of birth, weight, length, and the time that they were born with heat transfer vinyl. Today I'm going to walk you through step by step how to make this project. Make sure you smash that like button, turn on your notifications, and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of my new videos. I love to post about which projects you can make money with, making with your Cricut. I share my best-selling projects. Before you make the project, you want to make sure that you have all the right materials. So the first thing that you'll need is an elephant. For vinyl, I use Sizer Easy Weed heat transfer vinyl. I offer light blue for the boys, pink for the girls, and I use white for the majority of the text. I like the white on the gray because it pops and is easier to read. I try to go for more of like a bubblegum pink. Let me look in my order history. Actually, this is the one I like, bubblegum pink. So I'll put a link for these as well. You can offer additional colors if you like. I've sold plenty of them in other colors such as orange, purple, teals. They all come out very cute. Since we're working with the heat transfer vinyl, you're going to need a way to heat it onto the elephant. So what I would recommend is the EasyPress Mini by Cricut. If you don't have one of those, you can also use one of the bigger EasyPresses or a hand iron. You probably could do it with a heat press, but it's tricky. I like to use a hand iron or the Mini. I'm going to show you guys a really quick and easy way to make birth stat announcement elephants. The first thing that I want you to do is click the link in my video description. That's going to bring you right over to Creative Fabrica where you can download this SVG. If you don't want to download an SVG from Creative Fabrica, this is a pretty easy design to make yourself in Cricut Design Space. It's just a combination of letters and text within the space of an ear. The link in my video description is going to bring you right to this page with this design. However, I want you to know that there's a lot of other choices to choose from on Creative Fabrica's website. I search for birth announcement elephant, and that brings up all of these different designs. There's a ton of really good birth stat designs in here that would be good for other things besides elephants. Sometimes people ask if there's other animals that you can personalize besides the elephants. The elephants are my favorite, but there are some other cute ones on Amazon. Bedtime Originals is the brand who makes these elephants, and they have a lot of other animals. So you can see they have a monkey, a dinosaur, foxes, unicorns, more monkeys, a lot of really, really cute animals, deer. So you could offer a lot more animals in your store. If you want to see what other people are selling these for, you can go on Etsy. Oops, if I could spell. And then we can look up birth stat stuffed animal. And people are selling them for $30, $30. Here's some fox one for $43.95. And you can see people are getting sales. Like this one, she has sold 55,917. This is that same dinosaur that I just showed you on Amazon. So cute. So a lot of these templates right here would work so good on those other stuffed animals like the fox or the monkey. But today we're going to be working on the elephants. I really like this design, so that's the one that I'm going to download. All you have to do is click the download button and then click down here. Click that. And the boy and the girl are the same SVGs. It's just one is pink and one is blue. You don't need to download separate ones. You just need to download one and then change the font colors within Design Space. So double click on the SVG. If you do it without the text, it just leaves these like everything blank. I'll show you. So that's what it will look like if you do it without the text, and then if you do it with the text, this is what the design looks like. So actually, let's go ahead and do it without the text. I'm gonna right click and save as, then name it whatever you want. I'm gonna name it elephant without text SVG. Save it. Then we can close out. Another thing that you're going to want to know is the font. So if you click the back button a few times, it will bring you to this right here, the font link. You're going to need to have access to that font so you can, enter in these letters and numbers. So they give you the link to the one that they used. So there's a link right here. You just have to copy and paste it into a search bar. So copy, and then go over here, paste. This is the font that they recommend with their SVG. So you can use any font or you can download this one. It's free. So hit download, double click over here, and then you can download all these different ones. They have bold, italic, regular. I usually just download all of them. Just double click and click install on all the ones that you want. I actually already downloaded a couple of these, so I can skip showing you guys. The next thing that you have to do is go into Cricut Design Space and upload that SVG. So we are going to click upload, upload image, browse, and then you're going to look up the name that you saved it under. And then you can click upload. So this is what it looks like when it uploads it without the text. Now I'm going to also show you what it looks like if you upload it with the text. So I already saved it, so I can go to browse, and I saved it with text and without the text, and I'm doing it with the SVG. Upload, add to canvas. This is the difference between the two SVGs. I kind of like how it has the words already put in, so I'm going to delete this one so I can just work with what's already here. Right now, everything is all grouped together. It's like one big flat piece, but we want to pull it all apart and work in different layers. So I have to click ungroup. And you can see that like everything has its own group. So this is like a group that we have to separate. I'm going to bring it all the way over here so it's easier to work with and doesn't get mixed up in this. I think something came unattached right here with this little line. You can click Control Z, that's the oops button, and that will backspace to where you're trying to get to. So let's move this elephant away, and then I can ungroup this piece. If you wanted to, you could just delete this whole elephant because you don't really need it. But the reason that I'm going to save it is because I'm going to send like a proof to my customer before I make it, and I want to make sure that he likes the designs that I have. So this is a great way to screenshot what the elephant will look like for him to make sure everything looks good. So now there's still some things that are grouped together. We have to just keep ungrouping until everything is ungrouped. All right, I'm gonna make this elephant temporarily disappear by clicking this little eye button. If you wanna make it come back, you just click the eye to bring it back. I have to make 2 elephants for a customer. These are the stats that I have to use. So I'm gonna go in and change the birthday by just deleting this whole thing. I have to figure out what that text was. It's called Noto Serif. So if you go into Cricut, I have to save this so that I can refresh the project without losing it to make my new font come back. So just go ahead and save your project. It's gonna be Isabella Elephant. Save. Then we can go to View, Reload. Then we can click on Text. And the date that I need is 4/16/22. So we can do 4/16/22. And the font we're looking for is Noto. Okay, here we go. So up here, they did so many new updates, and I'm just really trying to figure them all out. So there's the Cricut fonts, there's your system fonts, which are the ones you download, and there's your bookmarks, which are like your favorite fonts. So we're gonna go to System and look up that Noto one. And I believe that's the one. And then I can make it bold. The font colors that I'm using are actually not going to be blue and black. They're going to be pink and white. So I want the text to be white because it's easier to read, and the accent words to be pink. Then we're going to make the hearts pink. Little Isabella weighed 6 pounds, 4 ounces. I don't know what this giant text box is. This foot is driving me nuts. And for some reason, this foot is missing a toe. So I'm just going to get rid of these 2 feet altogether. And then go to Images. I'm going to look up feet and find some feet that aren't missing their toes. Let's do this one. We can shrink it down. That is way cuter. Now we're going to make these feet and the little hearts pink. We need to delete the 8 and put in a 6. Let's make it nice and big, easy to read. And this one is going to be pink. No, white. This one's going to be white. And delete, delete, text box, 4 ounces. And make that white. Center it. And these lines I want to be pink. She was 18.5 inches. So delete 18.5. I want these letters to be a little bit closer together, so I can go to letter space and click down, and that smushes them a little bit closer. Oh, I forgot to put inches. And all of these little accents I want pink. Isabella was born at 1:08 p.m. So let's double and triple and quadruple check to make sure that all of our stats are correct. So she was born on 4/16/22. She weighed 6 pounds, 4 ounces, 18.5 inches long, 1:08 p.m. Then I just have to make this be pink. And also this be pink. We got my 2 font colors, pink and white. The next thing that we want to do is basically put all of our pink things on one layer and all of our white things on one layer. That's going to make it so it's really easy to line up and everything is right where it should be. So the way that I do it is with that little eyeball tool. The first thing that I'm going to do is hide everything that's pink. Click all of these pink things. Okay, and then we're going to highlight it and we're going to weld it together. Now this is one big piece. Now we're going to do the same thing with the pink. So let's bring all those pink things back that we just hid. And click on your white piece and hide that. Now we can weld this as one piece. So highlight it, whole thing, and click weld. So now when we bring this back, we have our full image with two different layers. The next thing that we need to do is work on the left side of the ear with the monogram and the name. I really don't need this Liam piece at all, but I'm just going to leave it for the time being so that you know what dimensions you need to stay within. On this elephant, they're using a split monogram. I always just put the two colors over each other, so my monogram didn't have a split. I don't want to do a split monogram because I have to put a first, middle, and last name for this customer, and that would look weird with just a line there. So I usually put one initial behind that's not split apart, and then the name in front. So this girl's name is Isabella Lee Vaughn. So I can either do an I in the back or a V. Usually the customer doesn't care and I just pick whatever letter is prettier. So we can go over to monogram and search for an I. There are some cursive ones. I just don't really like cursive I's because they kind of look like J's. But that's why I send the proof to the customer so they can make sure it looks good before I make it in case they don't like how a particular letter looks. So here's our I. And I'm going to make that pink. And then click text. And I'm going to write Isabella Lee. Just make sure I'm spelling that right. He usually likes the names to be cursive in the past. Baby Giovanni script is one of my favorite cursive fonts. I like it because it's nice and thick, like a bold font, so it's easier to read. The next thing I want to do is ungroup these so I can move them around. So ungroup that, click weld, and weld this. And weld this. Maybe something like that. It's closer to 4. So do that, distribute vertically and center horizontally. Actually, I want it to be the same I font as that. So let's make that pink, make it bigger. I want all of this to be white. And I also want to weld it together. Then we can put that behind it and get rid of Liam. Now the next thing that I want to do is bring back my elephant. And I'm going to make it gray. And then I can drag this back into place. I want the canvas to be gray as well because that's what it's going to look like on the stuffed animal. We can get rid of the grid lines by clicking this little square in the upper left-hand corner. And now we can zoom in and make sure everything looks really good. So what I'm going to do next is take a screenshot of this design and send it to the customer so that I can make sure that they're happy with how it looks. I use the print screen button on my keyboard. You can also use something called the snip tool. So if you type in snip, this is on my computer, it's an app. So just click new, and then you can drag and drop over your design. Now I'm just going to copy it and paste it into my chat. And that's it, guys. That's how easy it is to make a birth announcement elephant. These are such a good item to sell with your Cricut. They're not very expensive to buy. They're really popular. You can sell them all year long because babies are born every single month of the year. It's not like you have to wait for Christmas to do this project. So that's why this is one of my favorite projects. If you guys enjoyed this video, let's make that YouTube algorithm happy by smashing that like button, commenting below, and subscribing to my channel.